Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ayomide. If this is your first time here, you are absolutely welcome. On this channel, you're going to find DIY sewing tutorials and pattern drafting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be sharing how I made this kimono blouse. It is pretty simple and very easy to make. I made use of 2 yards of this fabric. It's more like chiffon. It is very light and you can see it's very flowy. Before we move ahead, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you can become notified whenever I upload any video on this channel. So guys, let us get started. To get started, the very first thing you will need to do is to fold your fabric into four. So you fold it into two and then fold it again into four, and I folded the entire 2 yards of fabric. The next thing I will do is I'm going to be marking half of the shoulder measurement, which is 7.5, and 3 inches for the neck width. Thereafter, I'm going to be connecting it all the way down to the length, to the entire length of this fold. I'll just create a slant. You could mark 1 inch at the end and then create it like the normal way you draw your shoulder slant. Then the next thing is that I'm going to be using 3.5 inches for the neck width in the front, and about 1.5 inch for the neck width at the back. You could always alter this later on. Then I would go ahead and then create my neckline, which is going to be a simple round neckline. I'm going to be showing us how to cut the front and the back separately. So that is the front and this is the back neckline. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be marking the length of this blouse, and the length of this blouse is going to be 25 inches. So I'm just going over to mark 25 inches all the way down, after which I'm going to be connecting it. Once I'm done marking the length, the next thing would be to work on the sleeve. So this is the end of the shoulder, and from that shoulder end I'm going to be marking about 7.5 inches for my sleeve opening. You don't want this to be too fitted, and from that mark I'll go inward by about 2 inches to create a curve. So I'll just create a curve and then connect it all the way down to the length of the blouse. So I connected it all the way down to the length of the blouse, and I have my sleeve opening right here. And guys, we are done with the pattern of this blouse, so all I have to do next is to cut. So this is my neckline, and the other side there is the sleeve, so that I can have an idea of what I just did. And then I'll just go over and cut. While cutting, I'll cut just the back neckline first of all, then I'll go over and cut out the length. And once I'm through cutting out the length, I would cut out the shoulder area. And once I'm through cutting out the shoulder area, I'm going to be bringing out the inner piece, which is going to serve as my back fabric piece. So I'll just go over and then bring out the inner piece. Is going to be for the back. Thereafter, I would rearrange the upper one, which is the front, and then trim off the neckline for the front. So in this way, we have successfully cut out our specific neckline for both the front and the back. Guys, so I have my full front piece here. This fabric piece is more or less like a rectangle in shape with just the neckline. The next thing would be to cut the curve of the sleeve, because the sleeve is going to be having a curve. So I'm going to be folding my fabric into four, just as I have illustrated. This was the same way I folded the main fabric too. Thereafter, I'm going to be marking 8 inches, and the depth is going to be 2.5 inches. So you're going the length should be a little bit much more than your sleeve opening. Remember, my sleeve opening was about 7.5 inches, so I marked 8 inches in order to have an extra that I can always trim out. So I'm just going over to duplicate this because I need each one for both of the sleeves. The next step would be to sew all of these fabric pieces together, and to do that I'm going to be placing right sides of the front against the right sides of the back. then I will go over and join it along the shoulder first of all. So I'll just go over and join it along the shoulder of both sides, and the neckline is going to be finished off with a bias tape. So guys, I'm done joining it along the shoulder. I'm gonna head to join it along the shoulder. This is the neck, this is the front and the back. I had to readjust my neck because it was quite small. So if you try yours and your neck is small, you can always readjust. It is better for it to be small than for it to be too wide, and then you find it difficult to work on it. For the band, I'll be fixing along the hand. This is what I have. I'm gonna add ironing interfacing, and I also ironed in 1/2 inch on both edges to make the fixing easier. So I did it for the both sleeve. This is the second band. Okay, I also ironed in interfacing because the fabric is quite soft. So interfacing would stabilize it and make it very easy to work with. I'm going to be using a bias tape to finish off the raw edges of this neck, and then I'll go ahead and then also fix the sleeve to the band, rather yes, the sleeve to the band. In order for me to fix the sleeve to the band, this is the sleeve, this is the shoulder point, this is the shoulder where I join both the front and the back together. I'm going to be grabbing my band this way. I'll sew it in here like this. I'll sew it like this. Once I'm done, I'll cross it over to the right side and also sew it. So I'm going to be having something like this. So once I'm done, I can now join the sides together too. I've gone ahead to turn the neckline with a bias tape. So when you're through with this, you would also need to iron. Though I've not ironed, but you would need to iron it. Then this is the sleeve I'm talking about. So you can see I have fixed the band already. Okay. What is left is that I'm going to be joining it together along the sides all the way down. I would also finish off the hem of this blouse, and this would be the end of this tutorial. Guys, this is the outcome of the blouse. You will need to stitch it all the way from the sleeve all the way down, and I've also gone ahead to secure the hem too. I equally use the bias tape to secure the hem likewise. If you found this tutorial helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you can become notified whenever I upload a new video. Goodbye.